Hey, I am Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I am also Josh, a warrior fighting the battle of the diseases of addiction and mental health. I still think that that's like really long-winded. I'm gonna have to figure out something shorter. But words do have power, so I don't want to negatively reinforce certain things about myself. Is what I've learned through years of therapy and psychiatry. So yeah, I've been talking to one of my really close friends recently, and they kind of pointed out that while I'm like so helpful and positive to other people, and I figure out ways to like find the good in them and build them up and coach them and mentor them and get them to see all of these things, I don't ever do that for myself. Like, I'll hear a paragraph of good things about myself, and then there might be like one thing that's like negative, and that's all I'll focus on. And I'm the same way a lot with the way that I operate. Like, if I have to do 100 things, I'll finish 99 of them, and in my brain, that one thing that I didn't finish will be stuck with me all day. Like, I will just obsess over it. So, anyway, today I will be sharing that was a brief introduction. I will be sharing my experience, strength, and hope. Today is July 21st, and this is from Keep It Simple. There is no human problem which could not be solved if people would simply do as I advise. Gore Vidal. Oh boy. Many of us used a know-it-all act to keep people away. We kept everyone around us on edge. They were afraid of our judgments just as we were secretly afraid of theirs. We were so busy with everyone else's life, so we didn't have to look at our own. We were afraid of what was happening to us, but we didn't want to see how sick we were becoming. Now we weren't afraid. We don't need to keep people away. We don't need to run their lives. We have our own life to live, and we're enjoying it. Prayer for the day. Higher power, you are the expert, not me. Teach me, I am your student. Action for the day. Today I'll list the ways I chased away those who cared about me. I'll work on the steps on these items for the next week. Yeah, that is okay. So my experience in active addiction and mental health is dark, and I've hit 2 of the 3 jails and institutions. I haven't hit that. Let's just put it at that. My strength, I definitely used to be like that. And sometimes I definitely still exhibit that, the whole know-it-all attitude. And I will quote-unquote white fang someone. Like someone that I really care about or love, I will treat or say things in a certain way because I lack the capacity, the emotional capacity. That's my problem. I don't lack the cognitive abilities or capabilities to articulate what I'm thinking, but I lack the emotional maturity to communicate in I feel statements that my emotions are all over the place and I am freaking out internally, no matter how chill I may seem. Like, on the inside, it is crazy. Like, I would not want you to be in my brain. Like, it is, like, there's a lot going on up there. It's like a 12 monkey band. So yeah, so I honestly, like, what really helps me is talking to my sponsor in the morning. He's normally playing basketball, so it's 7:20, so I'll probably give him a call around 7:30. He and I start our days relatively early, and then we go relatively late. But yeah, that's kind of like has been my experience. It's just like, I just try and this is like a common theme in our fellowships, and just just a good practice in life is to be humble, and humility. It's funny that I'm extremely, or not extremely, but people say that I am overly humble in academia, in work, and in other aspects of my life, and that's because I always say the phrase, and have said the phrase for the past decade, like, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know shit about shit. So that's why none of these videos are made for kids, because sometimes I will curse, and I don't want children to have to hear that. So I always mark it on YouTube as not for children. But it's true, like, the more that you learn, the more that you realize you don't know anything. Like, there's so much more to learn. And I didn't look at that with, when I first came in, when I was 20, I didn't look at it like that with the fellowships. I was like, I'm gonna read this book and I'm good to go, right? And like, I'm gonna read this and I'll be fine. And that is not how it works. I just have to stay humble, take care of the ones that I love, and just focus on these 24 hours today, and just be the best version of myself. So I hope for you that you are able to be the best version of yourself, that you take good care of yourself and of those around you, that you realize that you do not need to push them away. You do not need to be worried about your own insecurities. It is okay to articulate those emotions and feelings about the stuff that you're feeling insecure about, because I promise you, since there are billions of us on this planet and millions of us that are suffering from these diseases of addiction or diseases of mental health, that you're not alone. Like, I'll tell you right now, insecurity, felt it. Depression, felt it. Loneliness, felt it. Just wanting to cry, felt it. Depression, sleep, done it. The list goes on. I could rattle them off. So if you're feeling any of those, trust me, you're not alone. And any of them that you are feeling, please leave in the comments, because yes, please subscribe, please like, that way you can stay updated. But more importantly, use the comment section, because that to me is where we'll get the most benefit. Whether you're a newcomer sharing what you're going through and the struggles you're experiencing, or you're an old timer who can provide some of their experience in terms of how they got to where they got, like, what was their path to recovery. Everybody's road to recovery is going to be different, but like, for me, like, personally, I will tell you, like, any insecurity that you might be experiencing, like, I promise you, at least there's one person who has experienced that too, because I have co-occurring disorders. I'm in multiple fellowships and I have multiple health diseases. So yeah, I have a lot of negative self-talk that I have to combat each day, and I have to work a strong program each day, day in and day out. So do not feel alone. I am Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I am Josh, a person fighting the diseases of addiction and mental health. So I hope you have a great day.